You know what bugs me about modern society is how much we have to rely on the internet, how much we have to rely on social media, how much we need this for communication. And yet, if, well, we're getting banned in droves. We're being attacked in droves. So, let's talk about this. I'm Jackie Wolf, and I want to start a conversation about this bullshit that is going on with the social media tech companies, also known as big tech. Let's get into it, shall we? So who here remembers Gab? You know, that alternative to Twitter that was designed for conservatives and apparently bans porn. Who the hell knew? Wait, nobody fucking remembers that, even though they were one of the first people to be banned from the Play Store and iOS for inciting violence, because they weren't big enough to be newsworthy. However, Donald Trump joins this place called Parler, a network that had this rule set of the same as the broadcasting system, meaning it's fairly watered down, constricted, and controlled. But it was immediately banned because of this, basically. Because we can't have this alternative network, and thus removed from Amazon's servers. You see, the same thing actually happened to Gab, which caused Gab to have to create everything from scratch. It's funny, right? Because a lot of people don't understand that's kind of the weird thing about the internet and where we're at right now is alternative media is being attacked on a daily basis from social media. The alternative networks shouldn't exist. Now, a social media network that I absolutely enjoy is Minds. Minds. In fact, it should be linked down below in my description. And also this video is mirrored on it. So, let's see. Minds. A network designed for freedom of speech. Well, how's it being attacked, you might say? I've never heard of this. It's being attacked by Google Play Store because it has certain features that the Play Store doesn't like. You see, it's not really being attacked because it's being attacked because it allows us to speak freely. And thus, now you have to download the uncucked version of the app from minds.com, unless you're an iOS user, and then, well, I recommend getting a desktop browser. Yeah, you see, big tech does not like alternative platforms in which you can talk. It's getting more and more evidence every day, and it is quite honestly annoying. Very, very much so. Oh, well, you know, there's Odysee, lbry, BitChute, PeerTube. You know, those things that only extremists use, and we should be banning from our platforms, because they're terrible things that we hear in the news all the freaking time about these platforms in which people should not be joining. But they should be. I mean, they're free to join, and quite honestly have less restrictive terms than YouTube or DLive. So, what's wrong with joining them? Well, I don't know. I've never been on the site. Yeah, well, that sounds about right for a news journal because you've never investigated anything in your life. You tend to sit there and you just keep feeding the same propagandic bullshit that anybody will tell you. And it's so maddening to me that it does not make any sense. You see, I like these alternative platforms. I like the fact that they're changing how business models are done. They're pushing boundaries. They're even changing how that technology is applied. It is very much interesting, and I do recommend looking into these platforms, even if it's just to go, well, okay, this platform exists, and if I lose my creators on one platform, I can find them on another. As well as the openness of speech, which is a very important topic to me beyond what you could even think about. You know, that's just how it works for me. Well, you might be wondering why all the little bit of ranting and raving and, you know, a crazy amount of energy. Well, you see, the thing is, a lot of people I've seen online talking about violence towards the government or violence towards this group of people don't quite understand one little detail. A violent revolution will ultimately lead to another violent revolution. Violence should be our last ditch. The last thing. Like, if we cannot fix what we need to fix. So, what I'm saying is, we need a culture. We have one dominant culture in the United States, and that is progressive leftism. That is the culture that is pushed on us by every corporation, every social media platform. It is the only culture that exists. Well, somebody's going to, but Jackie, it's not true. That's not actually how it works. Well, see, that's the thing. It kind of is. It's the only culture you really ever see anymore is this progressive wokeism. And progressive wokeism is actually a tool of the establishment. It is not populism, as people like Tim Pool like to say. It is a tool of the establishment. It is a further going left and authoritarian. Just like conservative populism was more nationalistic in authoritarianism. It's an interesting example of confusing people. These are not populist movements. These might have some popular opinions or even masquerade as popular opinion. They are not. They're attempts at power grabs. And these two movements have been around since the Civil War and are kind of degrading because people are starting to wake up from slumber and realizing that it's not viable. That being said, the only way that we can combat the one major culture in this country, because for once in our lifetime, or once in my lifetime at least, there is only one culture. There is not a culture, an alternative culture, and a counterculture. It is one culture. Well, the way that we fight that is by being open and against this authoritarian nightmare. You see, left and right have no meaning in this country. We're not French, we're not European. Our left and rights are a lot different than theirs. And it makes absolutely no sense because it is completely maddening. But I digress. Even though the triangle represents America a lot better than left and right, we're going to have to say, stop this little bit of infighting that is manufactured to keep us out of control, and start learning that we need to be making content. We need to be making things that influence culture. And if we have to go to other sites, well, so be it. We need to do that. We need to absolutely start making music, start making comics, games, and media. Not being the, well, my cultures, leave me alone. We need to be proud of who we are as individualists. We need to be proud of who we are as people who understand that, you know, it's what we need to do. Instead of the collective ideology of the left, we have to combat it with the individualist ideology of ourselves. And completely end this moronic, this absolute stupid cultural civil war that we're in. I don't want to be the country that is known for killing itself over a bunch of lies and propaganda. I didn't vote for Joe Biden. I voted for Trump. And the reason I voted for Trump was because he was attacking the establishment. He was removing the problems that I have had all of my life with our government. But that is a topic for a different time. That is a topic for a different story. But until next time, I've been Jackie Wolf. I hope you have a great night, a great day, whatever time of day, night, whatever you're watching this video. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, remind, share. Get this video out there. Get the signal out there. And there will be more updates to come. There will be gameplay to come. And there will also be more videos like this. Bye.